Welcome to the assembly and finishing video for the Christmas cushion cover. We are going to start this video working our flap. I am going to use the accent color that I started with on the outside of this front portion of the pillow, and I also ended on the back portion of the cushion cover with that accent color. So have the front side of this facing you. We're going to be working in the back loops of this top row. This is the only row we're going to be working a flap on. So come over here and start in the first single crochet and put your hook into that first back loop. We're going to chain 2, and this is going to count as a half double crochet this time. All right, so we're going to continue to work in just the back loops only, putting half double crochet into each of the stitches going across the top of the pillow. You get to choose which side is your top. So I'm going to end in this last single crochet over here. I will not work into the chain spaces, as I did not start in the chain space over here. Go ahead, and I'm gonna go ahead and complete this. You finish putting half double crochets in each of the back loops going across, and we will meet back up at the end of this row because we are going to chain 1 and turn our work, and we're going to put single crochets into each of the half double crochets, but we will be working in both of the loops at that time. So if you want to get a head start on it and you don't want to watch that part of the video, you don't have to. But I will catch up with you in just a minute. All right, I've completed my half double crochets going across. Now make sure that you have 53 stitches going across, because that's how many single crochets you should have ended up with on the front of your pillow. Go ahead and chain 1, turn your work, and we're going to single crochet into both loops of the half double crochet going across, and you'll have 53 stitches once again. We'll be maintaining that through the entire flap. All right, I'll meet you on the other side of this. Make sure that you don't forget to use your chain 2 as a stitch, because that is our first half double crochet. You will end up short if you don't use that stitch. All right, so I'm at the end. I've single crocheted all the way through. We're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, turn our work. Now we're working with the front side facing us again. We are going to do treble crochets in every single crochet going across. All right, so skipping this one at the base of the chain 4, we're starting in this one. Remember to yarn over twice and put into the indicated stitch. All right, and now that's our treble crochet stitch, and we're going to do that in every single crochet going across. That chain 4 counts as our first treble crochet, so we will still have 53 stitches going across. All right, now I'm going to let you know what the next 2 rows are going to be. We're going to do a mirror of these last 2 stitches. So when we get done with this chain 4, not chain 4, the treble crochet row going across, we're going to chain 1 and turn, and we're going to put a single crochet in each row, and then at the end of that we're going to chain 2 and turn, and we're going to put a half double crochet going all the way across, and that's how we're going to finish up our flap. There's nothing real hard or special about this, and I will be here for each of those chains and turns, but just letting you know in case you want to just go ahead and work ahead and not have to come back to the video to finish up the flap. That's how the flap finishes up. Just go ahead and mirror these 2. So it'll go half double crochet, single, treble, single, half double, and then you can cut off and sew in your ends. All right, I'll be back at the end of this treble crochet row. Okay, I finished up my treble crochet row, chained 1. I'm going to turn. This next row is going to be single crochet in each of the stitches going across. So in the first and every one, make sure that you've got 53 stitches at the end of this row again, and make sure that you put a single crochet into the top chain of your chain 4 that you started with over here. This does count as a stitch. And then the last row is going to be a chain 2. Remember, that's our first half double crochet. And now we're going to half double crochet in each of the stitches across. And you can cut off your yarn when you get to the end of this row. I'll come back real quick and we'll talk about some buttons before we move on. All right, here's our flap, completely done. You may look at it and go, oh gosh, it feels like it's kind of off center, or maybe that it's kind of joggy. Seriously, by the time that we get done putting this together and we get our edging on here, you're never going to see any kind of the joggy edges or anything like that. So what we're going to start doing now, actually, I did say we were going to talk buttons. I'm going to probably go with 4 of these buttons spaced evenly going across. That should be enough to keep my flap closed and my cushion cover from coming off or getting mangled or anything like that. We are going to now start assembling the pillow together. So this is my wrong side facing, and this is my right side facing of my back, okay? We are going to be working this so that the flap goes over an open edge, all right? So this end, we're going to be doing our edging on it, but we're only going to be working in these front loops that are left over from when we did our flap originally. What we're going to do is start on one of the sides here, and we're going to single crochet it together, but we're going to go this way first. I like to start on one side so that I'm ending up here actually with the border. All right, and I want to have the front side of the pillow facing me because I want my stitches, when you do single crochet, they roll one way or another. I want my stitches to roll so that they face me this way, the single crochets, because if I were to do them starting over here, my stitches would actually roll away from me and look like that on the other side. So I don't want that to happen. I want them to roll towards me as though the front of the pillow is facing me, because it is. So we are actually going to start our edging in the chain spaces of the corners of both the front and the back. All right, and now we are going to pull up that same color in that corner, and in this corner we're going to chain 1, and we are going to do 3 single crochets in that corner space. So 1, 2, you got to kind of push it over, and 3. Now I want you to match up each stitch as it's going along and working through the front 2 and the 2 in the back. So all the loops, we're doing a single crochet, matching up our stitches from both the front and the back. Alrighty, stitch for stitch going down, matched up perfectly. Now I'm at the next corner with the chain spaces, working in both chain spaces at the same time. Put 3 single crochets into that space. That is our corner. All right, now do the exact same thing, working both thicknesses going across. Do 3 single crochets into this corner. Do the same thing going up here, ending with 3 single crochets in this corner. I will come back and we will work across these open loops here from the flap. We are, just because the color matches, we're still going to build up the row so that when we work our border going around, all of our stitches match up exactly as they should. All right, so I'll see you at this corner. Alrighty, I'm up on that last corner and I put my 3 single crochets. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that the flap is behind our work, and we're working into the open loops from where we started. And I just want you to single crochet into each of the open loops going across. Try to make sure you don't pull the loops up too tight, too far, just because they do pull up since there's only one of them. but you don't want it to be where you create excess loopage in the stitch itself. And if you're having trouble getting into that loop, just remember to use your hook to get up underneath tight spaces and then finish your stitch. And go ahead and continue that across. Slip stitch with the first single crochet here and don't cut off. I'll be right back. Alrighty, here we go. We are going to start the last section of our decorative border around our cushion cover. It's all going to be done in one piece. So we're going to start with slip stitching into the middle single crochet of the 3 that we put in our first corner. All right, chain 1. We're going to single in there. We're going to chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In that same space that we just put that first single crochet, go in there again and single crochet. Now chain 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Go back into that same single crochet and single again. And now chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Go back into that same single crochet one last time and single crochet. All right, so this is the leaf that we're making going all the way around, okay? We are going to be chaining 6 and skipping 6 stitches in between each of those leaves. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now we're going to skip 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. In the next single crochet, we're going to make that same leaf pattern that we just did over here, which is to chain 7, single, chain 9, single, chain 7, single in the same space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and in that same space, single. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's our middle. And in the same space, single. Now for the third. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And one more time into that last single crochet. All right, all working in that same stitch that we have right here. So this is the leaf once again. The 2 outer are going to be shorter, obviously, than the center. Now, this is why I say if you want these to stand out and stick up, before you put your pillow in here or get ready to use that, or maybe even take some time and block your cushion cover and use pins to pull these out so that they stand up on their own. Otherwise, they're going to be squiggly like this. Okay, I didn't take the time to block this. So if you want yours to stand up and be, like stand out as leaves and not just as a ruffly border, then you're going to want to take the time to block this after we're done. Now, once again, chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Skip 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In the next one, make your leaf pattern. So single, chain 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And in the same space, single. And 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. In the same space, single. And 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In the same space, single. Now chain 6, skip 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then make your leaf. Now, if you want to, you can put stitch markers in here to show where each of your leaves are going to be, if you don't want to do all that counting, but I do it anyway. But you may want to just run down and check too, to make sure that you're going to end up where you're supposed to be, because this is where my next leaf is going to be. I'm going to chain 6, skip 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This will be my next leaf. So I'll chain 6, skip 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, next leaf, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, next leaf, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, next leaf. Now there should be 6 stitches for me to skip, because I want my next leaf to end up in the middle where we started up over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, boom, we did it. Okay, so that's perfect. We should have a leaf in the corner stitch of the 3 in the corner each time we get up to it, if we're chaining 6 and skipping stitch 6 all the way across. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and finish this side. We'll do the corner together, and then I'm going to let you loose and let you go and finish up this round. Alrighty, we're at the corner. I've chained my 6. I'm going to skip my 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the middle single crochet of the 3 in the corner. That's where I want to do my next leaf. 7. Okay, I'm just going to pause mid leaf there. This is what you want to do all the way around. So the chain 6, skip 6, leaf in the next. In all of the corners, even when you get up over here to the top. That's why we made everything even going around, so that we didn't have any hiccups or skips in the design itself. Because you're going to, once again, when you get on this corner, you're going to put your leaf, and then you're going to do the same chain 6, skip 6, going all the way across. What you're going to do when you get up over here is this first single crochet that you made for the very first leaf. That's where you're going to join, because you'll finish up with a chain 6, skip 6, and then you'll just slip into that last one. All right, so that is the border. I am going to complete mine, and I'll come back and we will go ahead and put on our buttons, and then we will put our pillow in there, and we're all done. All right, I've completed my border going all the way around, and I'm ready to assemble the buttons to the back of the pillow cover cushion, so that this flap will close. Now, when I went through, I was going to use a button this size. However, I realized that my treble crochets were a little bit tighter than I like it. This is probably 1.5 inches, 1 3/4. This is 1 inch. I just measured it. So 1 inch is probably the best size. And it just pops right through. I don't have any fear of it popping off once I have it on here. If you want to use these really big buttons, I recommend maybe using a double treble in this space as opposed to just a regular treble. A double treble is just going over 3 times and then pulling through 4 as you're coming back up. So I'm going to go ahead and use my inch buttons for this. And I am going to use just a little bit of regular white yarn to assemble it. And I am going to use a one of the large eye needles, provided I can get it through the hole. Otherwise, I will just use regular sewing thread and attach it with that and a normal needle. I'm going to get that done. And, well, I guess I'll show you how I set it up. I'll fold it over like this. I get kind of an idea. I know I need to have one on each end. And then I just space them out so that they feel even. And knowing where I need them on here. So basically these 2 corners are going to get a button, and then in the center they'll get a button. And where this folds over naturally, it's going to hit right up towards the top of the back of my pillow form. So I'm going to put my buttons right up at the top here. All right, I'm going to get this stuff attached, and then we'll be back. We'll put our pillow form in there and we'll be done. Alrighty, I'm completely happy with where my buttons have been placed. They open and close easily. I can just look, as far as like when I close it up again, just look for the stretched out spots where you put them through. nowhere is really the wrong place. I'm going to go ahead and slide in my pillow form now. Let's see how this looks. All done. Nice. Fits great. Even a little bit of space in there, you could maybe even fit a 16 by 16 pillow form in there, if that's what you've got on hand, because this definitely has some space in there. A little bit roomy. But I love the way it turned out. Look at how cute that is. And then my granny square side. Looks like that. And then there's my flap. And I love my little buttons. They're super cute. All right. Thanks so much for making this cushion cover with me. I hope that you love what you made. And I'd love to see pictures on social media. So make sure that you either post them in the Busy Crochet page or on one of the chat groups that I have. I hope to see you there. Bye.